Next, we're going to install the wings onto the vibrato system, assuming that you bought an instrument with a motor, in which case you got the wings and you got the motor. If you didn't, if you bought an Ωmega, then it's coming without vibrato. But first thing is, it says peel off the plastic. That's that white stuff. Peel that off, and then you'll have a nice glossy black finish. Now, there's a hole here with a little plastic bushing on one side, and then up here you'll have a slot. The slot is the high side, the narrow portion, because the resonators on the high end are of course smaller than the resonators on the low end, so it's pretty obvious which way it goes on. Can't really mess it up. But all I have to do is align that little bushing with the pin on the sharps. Doesn't matter what position these arms are in, just because they move together. So you just get it aligned, you push it down, and then this side drops into the slot. Ditto for the naturals, or in reverse order, doesn't matter. I just align that with the hole, and I push it down onto the bushing. Over here, I drop it into the slot, and now they're installed. Now, if I manually move them, you can see that they're moving together. Now they're totally open, and now they're covering a portion of the tube. You can get these wings in bigger or smaller versions. We ship with a medium-sized wing. If you would like a very deep vibrato effect, we can send you a wider one. If you want even a more mild effect in vibrato, we can send a narrower one. Totally up to you. Next thing is we have to hook up the motor. So I'll just move this out of the way. And incidentally, with a little practice turning on and off the instrument, you can very quickly learn how to stop the wings in the totally open position, in the half-closed position, in full-closed position. It's just a matter of when you flip the switch. So next thing is we've got to attach the motor power supply. And we just take a scissor, cut it out of the bag, and here we have the power supply. And I'm going to clip this here to get the cord. And then I'm going to plug it into the wall. And this little plug goes in right next to the low F resonator. There's a receptacle for the power supply that goes into the control box. You can't see the control box because it's all mounted inside underneath this, but you can take my word for it. Where it gets plugged in is over here. So I just look over there and you'll see it right away. It's right underneath this spot right here, and now I just plug this into the wall and then I'll have power, and we'll show you that in just a moment. So next thing I want to show you is just the power on-off switch. We've plugged into a wall outlet. If I turn the switch on, I wanted to show this to you before we put the bars on. And again, we've got the plastic covers on here. We'll peel those off. But that's how the vibrato works. Now notice, it's not going just straight in and straight out. It's not turning like a traditional one, which gives you sort of a arithmetic, exactly the same kind of opening and closing. What's happening here, the reason I think so many people love the sound of this is, it's easing into the tube and then eases out. So it's a little bit more of an analog kind of sound to the vibrato. So that's the way it is. And of course you can adjust the speed here. Just want to show you that these support mechanisms here really don't touch the wing. The wing is only touched here at that bushing and then over here in the slot. Those are the only places that touch. This is for if it's a really hard play or really bashing the instrument. If the wing flexes, it's going to touch here and it'll be much quieter and it won't really ever touch the resonators. And likewise up here on the skinnier end, where you might get a little bit of flexibility if you're playing really hard and loud, the wing is going to come down and it's going to touch that plastic piece and it's not going to touch the resonator, so it'll be quiet under all playing circumstances. That's it. Here's your speed control. And as I mentioned, it's very easy to stop in the open position. It's easy to stop in the closed position, or halfway between. Just with a tiny bit of practice, you can figure out at slow speed or fast speed how to stop it in the full open for maximum volume.